Did you see Tucker Carlson calling out Trump? This is the weirdest grift. Nah, it makes sense. Tucker Carlson's audience does not like... First of all, Tucker Carlson's audience did not like Charlie Kirk. Tucker Carlson is a Nazi and anti-Israel, and Charlie Kirk is a Nazi and pro-Israel. So, as you can see, huge ideological difference. But also, Tucker Carlson's not really at risk of being censored because it would be like huge right-wing infighting for the right to go after him, so they don't want to do it. He's way too popular for them to go after him. But, so like, from his position, he can safely criticize the administration for the fact that they're violating the principles that he pretends to have.
You hope that. You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors to create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that.
Carlson was also trying to eat up Kirk's audience by claiming Kirk agreed with him in Israel. Yeah, didn't Kirk and Candace Owens both do that? Weren't Kirk and Candace Owens both like, yeah, Charlie Kirk whispered in my ear before he died, and he said, like, he actually super duper hates Israel. Which, by the way, I fully believe. I actually don't think they're lying at all on that. Charlie Kirk was really far right. I do not for a moment doubt that he had... well, I'll say his opposition to Israel probably didn't stem from the same moral center as my opposition to Israel. But Charlie Kirk was always interested in being like a mainline MAGA guy, whereas Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are more like edge case, you know, conspiracy MAGA guys. Yeah, the fact that Netanyahu has also like multiple times made videos praising Charlie Kirk makes me think that Netanyahu's aware of the fact Charlie didn't like Israel and was only doing it for like grift reasons, and probably wants to continue to cement his legacy as a pro-Israel guy, you know? Netanyahu's like, Charlie Kirk's dead, Israel's greatest supporter, you know? Candace Owens is currently trying to blame Israel for assassinating Kirk. I mean, have to do something other than baiting lawsuits from the, you know, French presidential family, I suppose.
You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if it is, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever. And there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul. A human being with a soul, a free man, has a right to say what he believes.
Well, what the fuck are we talking about? Aren't we talking about the right, the Republicans, doing hate speech laws? This is in response to what Pam Bondi said, which was met with a lot of criticism. What are we talking about?
Not to hurt other people, but to express his views.
That classic Tucker Carlson incoherence. He is getting a little freaky with it. I think that's true. I can't believe I have to give credit to Tucker Boy. You don't, actually. Tucker Carlson is wrong on essentially every issue. He just knows that his audience is reflexively disagreeable, both to like mainstream MAGA, Charlie Kirk, and to the idea of hate speech laws. Don't play dumb. He's only filling a niche. Tucker Carlson is more than okay with lefties getting sent to camps for disagreeing with the administration. I promise you that. Ro Khanna Thomas Massey Unity ticket. Not actually that unlikely in the near future. How large is Tucker's audience these days? Pretty big. Pretty big. Imagine if he was still on Fox News. If he was on Fox News right now, he would be saying that Jimmy Kimmel should be lucky that he's not going to jail for what he said about Charlie Kirk. The U.S. Senate just unanimously established October 14th as National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. Okay. I don't think that's true. Is that true? Senate Charlie Kirk Day of Remembrance. It better not be true. It's a really, really, really stupid country. Okay, who linked this? Bubble Moth, you're very gullible, okay? Here's what actually happened, all right? Rick Scott called for the passage of his resolution honoring the legacy of Charlie Kirk, National Remembrance of Charlie Kirk, passed by unanimous consent, co-sponsored by every Republican. But this isn't passing it. This is just passing the resolution to vote on it, right? Wait, how does this work again? Sorry, I'm just a Twitter lefty. How does this work again? Yeah, there's no bill. It's a resolution. So what's the bar for passing a resolution? Unanimous passage by who? All 100 senators? Basically, nobody objects. Every member of the Senate has to agree to it. So 100 senators agreed to talk about it?
Like most of Americans, my wife Ann and I are completely heartbroken by the tragic loss of our friend and fellow patriot, Charlie Kirk, in a despicable, targeted assassination.
I haven't heard about it.
This is a devastating loss for his wife, Erica, and their two precious kids, and the millions, including myself, who felt the impact of Charlie's work and were inspired by his devotion to God and his beliefs. Charlie was a good man, a devout husband, father, and friend. His life was shaped by his faith.
I just want to know how many people voted for it, and also whether there is another supplemental vote that has to take place after. Or did they really get every single Democratic senator and also Bernie Sanders to say, yes, I think that we should have. No Dems voted for it? Then by what conditions are they talking about, like, a unanimous vote? Coming out to my parents as a dog in 30 minutes. Wish me luck. Good luck, buddy. No Dems voted for it? There is no vote for unanimous consent. It means nobody objected. Okay, so what is the next step if nobody objects? Does that mean it goes to a real vote? Nothing? Is this just a virtue signal? So nobody here dissented. So this doesn't have to clear a vote in the Senate. It's just no Democrat felt like putting their foot out and arguing that this shouldn't be a thing. Is that correct? If no one objects, then it passes? Okay, I understand what you're saying, but there's no subsequent vote. There's no follow-up. This isn't step one of 2 steps. It's just done after this. It's just as long as nobody disagrees, now it's Charlie Kirk Day. Okay, gotcha. I didn't actually, or maybe I forgot. I don't know what the process is for, like, how do you designate a day, you know? There's like a million designated days.
And the idea that in America, debate and discussion are crucial to the betterment of our country. He believed in God, the American dream, the family, the value of family, and the principles of our great nation. I talk to Charlie pretty much every week. I did his shows often. I did his show 2 days before the assassination. We talked about, that he was going to be going to another college to visit. I've gone to college to visit, and
yeah, just a message from Congress, right? Because to have a federal holiday, that's like a whole legal process.
It's uplifting. But Charlie would go, and he would take anybody's question and have a conversation with them, and he just was the most wonderful person to talk to, and so many people in this country.
Funnily enough, October 14th is also George Floyd's birthday, so for those who celebrate.
We looked up to him. Charlie dedicated his life to the idea that the power of our ideas can not only win the day, but start a movement. And that's exactly what he did. As the founder and executive director of the nonprofit Turning Point USA,
Democratic leaders will support resolution honoring Charlie Kirk. Okay, this is a different thing. There's so much misinformation. Rick Scott introduces bill. This is not a bill. It's a resolution. Democratic leaders will support resolution honoring Charlie Kirk. This bill is one condemning political violence. Great. Res 719, honoring the life and legacy of Charles Charlie James Kirk. Oh my God. Yeah, this is an actual bill. Well, no, this is also a resolution, but this one has to actually be voted on, right? This is not a unanimous consent thing. It's unclear how many Democrats will oppose the resolution, but given the sensitivity of the topic, Democratic leaders are not whipping the vote, instead leaving it to individual lawmakers to decide whether to support the measure. Great. It depends on if anyone objects to passing it and requests a vote. The fact that the Democratic Party is not, as a unit, putting their foot down on this is crazy. It's like the Democrats who voted in favor of the Lake and Riley Act. You know, they will go along with any far right agenda as long as you sprinkle a little tragedy on there. They would have gone along with the fucking Enabling Act. Can you explain what a congressional resolution is, please? I found this and it scares me. Help, I'm 12. What is this? House Res 26, deeming certain conduct of members of Antifa as domestic terrorism, designating Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. Yeah, they're trying to do that right now, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Or at the very least, like, I don't know what the legal concept, because like any attempt to expand the definition of existing laws would invariably like open challenge from courts. I don't think this is going to lead to anything, you know? Again, keep in mind, every time the right makes a gain, every time the right has won, so far in this administration, it has been corporations backing down. Corporations getting rid of all their DEI initiatives. Corporations firing people preemptively because of online criticism. Corporations deciding to bend the knee to cancel their own programs to give money to the Trump administration. That bullshit. They have not been winning in the courts. A resolution is like a PSA. Informing everyone that Antifa is terrorists. Thank you. The French are protesting again? That's great. The French government doesn't even exist right now. Who cares? Are Pritzker and Newsom the only two Dems actually doing something? That's a broad statement. But also, I don't like what they're doing. I think that Pritzker is too weak, and I think that Gavin Newsom is a symptom of the problems that led us to here. Gavin Newsom is only interested in being like a provocateur when it's safe. Notice how he shut the fuck up as soon as Charlie Kirk died? Oh, I thought he was supposed to be the edgy warrior fighting for the future of this country. One act of political violence, indistinguishable, save for public blowback from ones that take place every day in this fucking country. And Gavin Newsom, all of a sudden, how are they not winning in the courts? The courts literally said it's legal to arrest you for being brown. Okay, the one court in the nation that consistently sides with them is the Supreme Court. I acknowledge that.